What's going on, everybody? I don't know, story time. So I remember growing up in Belleville. If you guys know where Belleville is the Italian side of New Jersey.
Oh, there he is.
All Italian, 100,000%. Maybe not no more, but it was. And one of my neighbors were three brothers, actually. And this is where I learned kind of how to be tough. The first time in my life where I was like, oh wow, this is what people do. This is what happens. We used to have, my father built this sandbox. And I really don't think he built a sandbox. I think he just, you know, like when your dad builds stuff and they just make a mess, leave wood and nails everywhere. Well, that's what my dad did. He kind of left wood and nails everywhere. And he was building this deck, just doing something in the backyard. And he just left everything, left these wooden planks, so we just made this box. And then, I guess at that time, he needed sand for something. So we would put sand that he had into this box, and we made a sandbox. That was fun, except when my neighbors came by, it was no longer a fun sandbox. It became a fight pit. So whenever I want to just play, I'm just gonna take a bucket and some sand and I'm gonna play G.I. Joes and Transformers in this sandbox that wasn't even a sandbox. It was my dad's leftover tools. And now Joe and Mark would come over. Now Joe and Mark are amazing dudes, right? Amazing, nicest guys, really tough. Like, you know the kids in school where like, you don't fuck with those two? Well, these were the two guys that lived next door to me. And I was just like, hi, I weigh 200 pounds and I wear clothes from Kmart and that's it. And I'm really heavy. They were very nice to me, but there are points where they do get mad fast. And the best part was watching them fight with each other because they were just like two tough kids, but one was always tougher and always just like, you see hair and pulling and punching, and I didn't know what any of that was. I was never exposed to this type of violence. We go into our sand pit now. Now it's a fight. And that's what it was. So if you stepped into the sandbox, you now have to fight each other. I didn't know how to fight. I just knew like Karate Kid, what I watched on TV or whatever my dad would teach us. My dad would like make wooden boards and like he would tell us to punch the boards. Sometimes he wrapped up a rope around it just so you could harden your knuckles, he said. But I didn't want to harden my knuckles. I was like, I like my knuckles. They feel pretty good. So we're sitting there doing this and now I have to step into this box. And I didn't want to step into this box. They would step in and you saw them just go at it. Like, fly kick, roundhouse punches. These guys took karate, like they did karate. At least I thought so. Joe looked like if you took AC Slater and you mixed him with like Menudo and then you mix him with some other handsome dude with a tail, that was him. But like, I don't know what his body looked like, but I'm sure that if he did, he looked like Zac Efron. And then you had Mark, Mark was just like a scraggly kid, but he was also big. Like, he's a kid, always had like his shirt off. Like he always had really big curly hair. His eyes were like this. He was like, oh, and he always wanted to like so much.
Ooh, sweat through a headband. Hey. You might look alive. That's because you don't really know you a dead man. This is God's plan. Someone style
like that. So those two would go at it, and now it's my turn because it's only three of us. And then Jay's just sitting there, like, you know, Jay was too young, so he kind of just hung out in the back and just played with Skeletor the entire time. But when you stepped into the pit, you had to win. Going into the pit, not only are you shaking, more scared ever for your life, but at the same time, kind of fun. Because it wasn't until you finally get hit that you realize, oh, this didn't hurt that bad, until you get hit. And then it hurts really bad. But it's funny how kids make something that was supposed to be fun. Older kids come and make a fight pit. I've gotten kicked so many times in my stomach in that sandbox, but I had to get up every single time because I didn't want to show that I was weak, even though there's times that I did not want to get up. But then they'd stand up. So the main goal or the rule there was if you go down, you have to stand up. We can't attack. It's not MMA, right? It was like Karate Kid, so it was like, here's your line, 1 point.
Face me, foul, face off, foul, knee.
Get out. So it's not like it's gonna end anytime soon. It's stay in your stance, take a punch or give one or try to block one or just do this the entire time. I just want to know, did anyone else have this sand pit inside their backyard? That's the main purpose of this story, is to find out if you guys had the same sand pit in your backyard. And if you did, please let me know.